Oh, wrong digga dogonga digga dong digga pow intro.
What's up, YouTube? Thetagem here to collect some knives with you. This time it's map variant C for Crystal Lake Large. Hopefully you guys had fun in your private matches while the game was taken over by hackers. For those of you who may not have been playing during this, you could play for about 20 seconds and then the whole game would crash. Here's what a public match looked like. You had about enough time to get into a cabin, lock the door, and pick up a weapon. And then you'd be stuck there, unable to do anything else, not even swing. Pretty neat. Guaranteed win, right? If it's not one thing, it's another with this game. Also, question for everyone out there. Are you noticing weird stuff in your private matches too? For me, when I host, I cannot start the boat. The prompt to press X and hold X is there, but the red progress circle never starts, and when I let go of X, my character gets out of the boat. It's strange because when one of my friends hosts, I can start the boat just fine, but so can they. It's weird like that. Is anyone else experiencing something like this? How did you fix it? Paste it in the comments below. It's driving me nuts. I haven't played a private match in a few days, and maybe this was due to the hackers, maybe not. Let me know how you deal with stuff like this in your private matches. Okay, on to the reason you're here. Map C for Crystal Lake doesn't look something like this. It looks exactly like this. Full credit goes to Geekboxing for the map I'm showing you here, and to Stephen Wright for the joke I just stole. Thank you both. A link to the website where I found these maps is in the description below. And screw it, I'll put Stephen Wright's website down there too, because why not? Map C is a bit different than the first two maps we looked at. The cabins at Birch Ridge are in a different configuration. Now, take note of which side of the road the two southernmost cabins in this camp are on. This will help you to memorize this map as a counselor. Now that you've got that committed to memory, look where the phone house is. You're welcome. Now it's time to get started with the two in the shack and my morph to the dock at Birch Ridge. When I'm in a real match, I typically use the knife animation cancel on every single knife, but for this video, I'll refrain, unlike last time. I should mention that on other versions of Crystal Lake Large, I end with either 27 or 28 knives for seemingly no reason at all. I have never ended map C with 28, and I've played it a lot. So I think this version of the map only has 19 to collect. The northernmost cabin at Birch Ridge, once again, has a knife on its rear corner closest to you. This cabin is also not as far of a walk on map C. Pretty cool. Oh, hey Bugsy. Sorry, man. It's not you, it's me, really. I have a problem. Okay. With Bugsy down for the count, it's time to walk up to this cabin here. Like I said earlier, it's got a knife on the rear corner closest to you, and the walk is not quite as far, so thank God for that. Take note of the power box here. If the Tommy cabin happens to be up at Birch Ridge, you'll know where to repair the power if Jason takes it out. Now, I'm going to morph over to the other house at Birch Ridge because I can. We didn't do this on previous maps because we had to go inside the front door for the first knife, but for map C, they're both outside, so this is the fastest way to get them. The first one is on the bathroom, and the second one is just on the opposite side of the cabin. We'll be getting our shift here soon enough, and that'll speed things up quite a bit, but till then, we're just going to walk around. Okay, the next house is Norfleet Utopia Retreat. And that means there's a knife on the front right, which you can see already, and then a second one inside the house, inside the room, behind the door. Check it out. Okay, we'll open the door. Open the second door. And there's our knife. It's an easy one to miss. I think it's the only time a knife appears in one of these rooms in any of these cabins. That might not be true for the small maps, but for the large ones, that's certainly the case. We have our shift now. That's fantastic. We can get most of the way to the next knife, and it's on the back of this cabin here because it's the bird cage. I know you don't get to see the nameplate, and I'm sorry about that. Next up, Rod Fielder's cabin. And we're going to go in through the front door here so you can see the nameplate this time, and we're going to snatch up the two knives in the hallway. The lamp post out front of this cabin can spawn a knife. It's a guaranteed location, as are the next 3 lamp posts on down Burrow Lane, so don't forget these places. It looks like the second knife in this cabin isn't here, so I'll edit in footage of when it is. There's our knife, there's Rod Felder, and we're back to the other playthrough. I'm going to shift out to this lamppost here, and then behind the next cabin right over here. I've been doing these knife walkthroughs for a little while now, and I finally started using my shift a little bit more often. So we're going to head over to the opposite corner of this house in the rear, and just spoiler alert, there's no knife there, so I'm going to edit in footage of when it is there. But just so you're aware, I went around the cabin the opposite way. You can still see the map kiosk thing there in the background, so this is still the same map, and here comes my edit for the other playthrough. There's my shift that I told you that I'm so excited that I'm finally using. There's the second telephone pole on the way down Burrow Lane, and here is another cabin for us to go collect a knife on. This area of the map should be starting to look different to you as well. It's not just Birch Ridge that has its cabins in different spots. Maps C and D look a lot different from A and B. This cabin I'm demolishing at the moment was on the other side of Burrow Lane, for example, and it has a knife behind the half wall, just not on this playthrough. So I'll edit in footage of when it does appear for you. Looks like Fox has jumped through her second window and now has a hurt shoulder. I'm going to have to let her go, though, as I've already killed Bugsy, and I need to make sure the round doesn't end. I've got knives to collect. Here we go with another shift down to the next telephone pole. I believe that cabin we were just in was across the street at this kind of area here. But no matter, we're going to go collect this knife on the rear here and then on the opposite side of the same cabin. I like to morph over to that location because there's a power box over there, and it's a common morph spot for Jason if he's trying to eliminate the Tommy Jarvis call. And it looks like if I would have morphed here, this would have been the spot to take it out. I'm not going to do that though, as it's actually easier for me to see the knives with all the lights on. So now it's time to shift over to the last of the telephone poles along Burrow Lane and collect that knife. However, it's not there, so we'll have to edit in footage of when it is. There we go. Now it's time for the bathroom. Okay, we've seen this song and dance before. Approaching the bathroom, we know that the far corner, has a knife on the front. Oh God, don't shoot me with that gun. Doesn't look like it's there this time, so I'll have to edit in footage of when it does appear. There we go. Back to the original playthrough. I'm going to grab her so that I get her to drop her gun. I'm not going to kill her, I just don't want her to shoot me, so I'm just going to walk her as far away from the gun as I can before she breaks free, and hopefully she doesn't circle back for that gun. Oh, perfect. She's going the other way. Okay, let's shift on over to Popolo's cabin. We got a knife right here in the front right, and then there's one behind the back door. Right on this corner here. Oh, except it's not. We'll have to edit in footage of when it is. Looks like I strangled out Victoria Sterling. Sorry about that. Alright, back to the original playthrough. It actually makes more sense to go out the back door here, as it would be closer to the next knife, but with a shift, that hardly matters. As we can see, the knife isn't there on this playthrough, so I'll edit in footage, and this time, I do use the back door. Remember the power box here. Knowing its location is helpful for those counselor rounds. This cabin is Solid Weld Lodge, and that means we get to go inside for the second knife. I just hope the front door isn't locked too. Damn it. Alright, I'll chop this down real quick. Hopefully the knife is inside. Oh, jumping through the windows. Okay, no knife. I'll edit in footage of when it does appear. There we go. Back to the shift, and this cabin has a knife behind its half wall. After we grab that, we're going to morph up to the boathouse, and I can see by my total that being that I should end with 27 knives, as I always end with 27 knives on Map C, that means the next 4 locations that are all guaranteed locations would all have to have a knife unless I missed one, so let's hope that they are all there. So I'll shift yet again up to the front porch. I can see the knife already. There we go. The next one's on the tool shed on the corner kind of closest to us. So we'll just make a beeline straight over there, and we can see the knife from here. And with any luck, my shift will come back right about the time I finish collecting this knife, so just about done. And there you go. All 19 knife locations on Crystal Lake Large Map Variant C. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something too. And if you did, any one of the 3 things that you can do to let me know would be appreciated. It just helps others to find the video as well so they can learn too. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope to play a match with you someday. Till then, stay safe out there. Cheers, and happy Friday.